I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. So why am I still not getting results? Have you ever said this to yourself? You're following all of the steps, listening to the experts, journaling, applying the strategies, healing your trauma, doing the spiritual work, and yet nothing is moving in the direction that you want it to. If that hits a nerve, stay with me, because after 21 years of working with clients and going through this myself many, many times, I can tell you exactly why this happens and how to turn it around. Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm Esther Bartkiw. For over 21 years, I have helped people silence the noise within and transform from the inside out, because real change starts at the level of belief. And this topic, oh boy, it is a big one. People constantly say to me, Esther, I'm doing everything right. I'm showing up, I'm taking the action, following the protocol, doing the tips, the visualizing, but it's still not working. What is going on? And if that's you, first of all, I want to let you know that I believe you. I want you to feel safe and seen right now, because I've been there. And honestly, sometimes I can still end up there. So today we are going to walk through several key reasons this happens without judgment, without shaming, from a place of compassion, honesty, and empowerment. So let's troubleshoot this together. Number one, you think you're doing everything as laid out, but you're not. I know this one is uncomfortable. It's also very important to address. Sometimes we genuinely believe that we are following a strategy or system exactly, but we've put our own spin on it. Not because we're lazy and not because we're trying to sabotage, but because we filter everything through our beliefs, past, our perceptions and interpretations, and our emotional needs. I see this a lot with my clients. So, for example, someone follows a ketogenic nutritional plan from the best expert out there, but they've removed one important step because it didn't fit their belief system, or they misunderstood something that the expert said, or maybe they added something that makes perfect sense to them, but physically or energetically, it throws everything off. This is why it's important to pause and ask yourself, am I actually doing this the way it was intended or the way I want it to be? There's a huge difference there. Now, number two, there is no one size fits all. This was a really hard lesson for me to learn, because I grew up believing if someone is smart, has credentials, and gives you steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you follow the steps and you get the result. But life doesn't work like that. We are all different. Our nervous systems, trauma history, our bodies, subconscious stories. A system can be brilliant and still not be your system. So what do? You experiment, lean into the guidance. Then you lean out, you test and tweak, stay curious. And this next piece is important. If something shows zero progress after 3 to 4 weeks, pause and reevaluate it. I know people will say, well, you're not giving it enough time. And yes, sometimes that is true. But sometimes it's excuse talk. You know yourself, you know your intuition. A clear intuition will tell you pretty quickly if something is aligned with you or not. But, and this brings us to the next point, sometimes we stop not because it's wrong for us, because we are afraid. Point number 3, are you giving up too soon, or is fear running the show? When you're evaluating something after a few weeks, ask yourself, is this truly not working? Or am I afraid of success, responsibility, being visible, or the unknown. Because here's the truth. A lot of people stop right before the big breakthrough. And not because the system is wrong, but because something inside of them whispers, this is getting too real. You're getting too close to your dream. This is way too big. And here's where we bring in something critical that most people overlook. Your core beliefs. Your core beliefs are the quiet, powerful statements running your life in the background. Beliefs like, I'm not worthy of good things. If I succeed, people will expect more from me, and I don't want that. These are not conscious thoughts. They are often old programs formed in childhood, past events, what your parents modeled. And they influence everything. Your effort, your follow-through, your confidence. When a core belief contradicts your goal, the belief wins every single time. And it's not because you're weak, it's because your subconscious is trying to protect you from the discomfort of change. So in this section, when you're asking yourself, am I giving up too soon? Or is fear running the show? You also want to ask, what belief inside of me benefits from not getting what I want? That's a confronting question, but it's also liberating, because once you identify the belief, you can challenge it, change it, and replace it with something that supports your growth instead of sabotaging it. And this is why core belief work is the foundation of everything that I do with my clients. Because until the core belief shifts, the results can't land. It's like building a mansion on quicksand. The structure just won't hold. But once the core belief changes, everything elevates with it. Your behavior, energy, decisions, your follow-through, your manifesting practice, and your confidence. All of it elevates. Your results always rise or fall to the level of your core beliefs. Number 4, are you chasing an old dream? This one is huge and often overlooked. Sometimes the reason you're not getting the results that you think you should be getting is because you're chasing a dream that a younger version of you wanted. If the dream is outdated, it likely won't manifest because the now version of you doesn't fully resonate with it. You might still want the essence of it, but not the form. So, for example, let's say someone dreamed of having a family and they're no longer in their childbearing years. Does that mean the dream is dead? No, not at all. But the form changes. That person has to look to adoption, fostering, mentoring, a community family, being a spiritual mother. So ask yourself, is the dream of yours still alive? Does it need updating, or has it expired? This one shift alone releases people from years of feeling stuck in their life. Number 5, the subconscious is running a different program than what you're trying to manifest. This is when you want something consciously, but subconsciously, you're not sure or you're afraid of it. Maybe you're afraid of being seen, being judged, changing your story, succeeding, and then having to be responsible for your life. Maybe you're afraid of losing love, attracting attention, becoming too powerful, or even just stepping out of your comfort zone. The subconscious says, if you get this, something in your life will change, and I don't want change. So it quietly blocks your progress. This is where the inner work comes in. Deep subconscious work becomes essential. And here's what you can do right now. You can ask yourself, what part of me would feel unsafe if I actually got what I wanted? Your answer points you to limiting beliefs for troubleshooting and change. If the answer isn't obvious, that's where someone like me comes in. This is the foundation of the work that I do with people just like you. Now, number 6, what are you doing that you know you should not be doing and it is sabotaging you? This is the hardest question to ask of them all. But if you sit with yourself truthfully, quietly, without ego, without excuses, and ask, what am I doing, thinking, or choosing that I know sabotages my results? You will get an answer. Every person I work with knows what the answer to that question is. They may not want to know, they may not want to admit it out loud, but they know. So for example, I say I want to lose weight, but I drink wine and eat cake every night. I say I want more energy, but I stay up all night in front of a screen under artificial lights. I say I want love, but I never go anywhere to meet people. I don't socialize. This isn't judgment. This is honesty. This is getting real with yourself, and this is empowerment. Because once you see the pattern, you can change it. And number 7, your soul may have a different priority, but I'm going to put a disclaimer on it. This is not an excuse. This is a spiritual perspective that not everyone will agree with. I get that. But I've seen it in myself and in my clinical practice. I believe the soul comes in with certain experiences it wants to complete, heal, resolve, or grow through. And sometimes that thing you want so badly is not aligned with that deeper mission, or not aligned yet. This is not something to hide behind, but it is a piece of information to sit with. You can always ask, if this isn't aligned with me, make it clear, God. And if I can't have this thing, can I have the essence of it? Remember, it's never the thing that you want, it's the feeling that that thing promises. If you're doing everything right and still not getting results, it's usually because of one or a combination of these things. Now, if you're interested in working together, I will link session information below. If we haven't done sessions before, send me an email first. My work is deeply personal, and I just want to make sure that we are a good match. Now tell me, what part of this video tugged at your heart? I know something did. Share it in the comments below. I may create an entire video on your comment alone so that we can go deeper into this topic. And right now, YouTube is suggesting another of my videos for you. It's popping up on the screen. So watch it next because it perfectly complements what we've talked about here today.